of course, Arizona Cardinals beat the Dallas Cowboys, 2016. I mean, the Cowboys. You know how I feel the Cowboys. I had them at number 3 last week. They're gonna get Nick definitely bombed Nick this week on the rankings. How far we'll see this week tonight on the Hello Podcast being.
I like it.
But here's a larger question because I remember in our group text, you and I and Jim talking about this and saying that because Jim went apoplectic. Oh, they're not top 10 team no more. Oh, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, you're way more invested in than both of us are. Number one, I'm not a Cowboy for the record. Okay, so you're a little lot more emotional by it. So go sit down in the corner for an hour. Let this loss wash over you. It's one loss. Okay, go.
I love, by the way, that knee-jerk Ernest is counseling caution for once.
Knee-jerk Ernest and cautioning woke Jim. Right.
Jim, I know you're going to hear that. Don't blame me. Very clearly separate me from the woke Jim comment there. I didn't do it. Thank you.
So, but then yesterday morning I look at the schedule. I'm like, wait a second. Through 3 weeks now, obviously you have a 3-week sample. There could be some cause for pause here and some concern.
Cause for pause. I like that.
Yeah, some concern here. But I'm not saying that they're not going to take care of business because again. Will this loss define the entire season? Stay tuned, obviously. But look at their schedule, at least for the next couple of weeks. Dude, there's some toughies here.
With all due respect, Ernest Christian, what the hell does the future week schedule have to do with power rankings this week? But you take that in, that's fine. I don't. I think it's ridiculous to do so. But now that you're setting that up, their schedule looking forward looks rough. Continue.
I present to you the October. Okay, home against New England should win. Pats are tough though defensively, and that can get a little interesting if they start getting turnovers.
But I think that's to Jim's point too. That as great as this defense is, and you're struggling to put up points just because you're missing Zach Martin. Right. WTF, mate? Continue.
Then nice trip to your Niners. Okay,
that's gonna be a tough game. That's gonna be a great game to watch though. I'm gonna. By the way, I haven't asked him yet, but I hope to have Cowboy fan Big Jim Neeson leading into that game. Bing!
There's your ass right there. He'll say yes, I'm sure.
I'd invite you, but you're unreliable. And I mean, listen, as a Cowboys fan, you're
wait. Unreliable?
Yeah, you got 2 kids and they always dunk on you.
Continue. I'm gonna ignore the acquired here. Then a trip to LA against the Chargers, which is really gonna be a home game for them because it's the Chargers, but still a tough game nonetheless. And then the Rams.
It's tough because of the whole Kellen Moore revenge factor. I think it is worth mentioning the way you're mentioning it there, Ernest Christian. I think that's a tough one.
And then the Rams, which at this point we view as a tough team.
Of that gauntlet, it's the weakest, but that ain't no gimme.
Right. Yeah. So to Jim's sorta slightly, as he's doing this on the podcast, slightly
giving him a slight over.
Slightly.
Are you
right? Slightly. There is some cause for pause on Jim's end. I will agree to that to some degree, and this loss might actually put a microscope on the next month or so.
The reason why the term cause for pause is so perfect, EJ, is pause pulls back on urgency, right? There's some cause for pause. It's not time for worry. It's not time for panic. I think that's a perfect way to describe it. Right. That being said, because the sample size in the NFL is currently smaller, I think bigger and wider swings and leaps in power rankings should happen in this time of year.
Yeah.
For example, if you're a team that goes 1-1 after 2 weeks, and that's after you lose to the second highest team on the power rankings, you get penalized a spot. As ridiculous as that is, because we're early in the year, you should be dropped theoretically, some would think, I don't, from 7 to 8. Not that I'm mentioning anything in particular about your power rankings last week about the Jacksonville Jaguars, but I totally am.
Good God, you're the worst, I swear. No, but look, I think they'll get through this next stretch okay. By the way, they start November against Philadelphia. They start November against Philadelphia. So what I mentioned to you was the October games, and they start November with Philadelphia in Philadelphia. So again, that's the next 5 weeks.
That's a tough 6 games in a row, dude.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So to Jim's credit, some slight urgency. because of the
Slight
schedule.
over.
I think it'll be okay, but you still got to play the games. Still got to play the games.
Yeah, and here's the thing. Here's the reason why counting future schedule in a current top Power 5 is so stupid. You punish them for getting their asses kicked by the Cardinals the way they did, but should they win a few of these games, they can work their way back up to that top 3 spot.
I think a lot of it too also is we make a big deal about this in the media because it's the Cowboys. It's not just because of the fact that it's the Cowboys, a team lost. A team could lose a random game here and there. They might panic last year when the Colts beat the Chiefs week 3. No, just won a Super Bowl.
The national media does that, EJ. What's different is you, I, the Huddle Up podcast crew, Bing, all that stuff are also aware of another thing. The reason why the tail swings wider is because it's the NFC. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why the Cowboys should be penalized is if you're allowing a weak, sorry, disgusting NFC opponent to do that to you, you should be penalized.
Or are just as disgusting as we think they are, because now through 3 weeks, they can be easily 3-0 right now.
Who?
The Cardinals.
Well, right. But the Cardinals, see, what's fascinating about the Cardinals is there's no excuse to be this good. They've obviously been underestimated by other opponents.
Clearly.
The Giants, I can make the argument, should still be in the bottom 5 despite beating them. Because they really didn't. You'll never do. Well, actually,
I'm a homer. I'm a homer. There you go. I'm a Giants fan. This year I am.
Right. That's why the Cowboys are going to stay in the top 10 because you're a homer. Now I'm confused. Anyways, so the Commanders, also a bottom 5 team, should have beaten them. You want to fight me on them being a bottom 5 team? #you problem. But whatever. When they play somebody good, all you see is a bunch of L's, and I'm not just talking about the 2 at the end of Howell's name.
I like that.
Talent. Yeah, so there's and this is what's tough about the beginning of the year, be it college football playoffs, power rankings for the NFL. I think the 2 are in the same. You should see wider swings because the sample size is so small.
Yeah. Again, was that a bad loss for the Cowboys? Yes. Is it that's a team down the top 10? No. Spoiler: they're still in the top 10. I'm right now. How far they go down? That's the question.
I'm not prepared to debate whether they should still be top 10. I haven't decided that yet myself, to be honest.
Big Jim is the one that said, and then he said, you know what?
Well, Jim
calmed down for a while.
Jim has some PTSD because he started running his mouth a little bit more than usual in past years. He would even tell you because 2 of his football teams are looking good, in the form of your Irish and your Cowboys.
You are being him, not mine.
Well, no, the Irish is definitely true for you. Anyways, no, you'll take your college football punishment and you'll like it because of what your Knowles did to keep Dabo in the game.
Ouch.
Moving on.
Well, more on that later. More on that later. That's coming soon. That's coming soon.
But I think Jim is to your point panicking because his teams did not do so hot. He put out one of his "woe is me" tweets, to which I responded with an Arnold Schwarzenegger from Kindergarten Cop gif saying, "Stop whining." At the end of the day, Dabo lost, and there will be better football weekends for your team. It is what it is, man.
Exactly.